While Rami 2 is steadily producing more and more energized photons as the seconds tick by, our sights are now set on ensuring a constant supply of some of our most basic mineral resources while keeping an eye on candidate stars for our actual Dyson Sphere. Hello Legion, this is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more Dyson Sphere Program in our Alpha Andromedae series. So we have one minor issue to fix before we leave, which is that coal is starting to look a little bit scarce from our existing sources. Thankfully, there are plenty, because this is obviously a very fully evolved Terran planet. So we have a lot of plant matter. We have a fully developed ecosystem in some ways. And what that means is that the planet's been around for a long time, and there's lots of decomposed, compressed plant matter underneath the surface. In other words, coal and oil. So we just need to find some good new sources of coal to mine and go from there, because we still have about 5 million, in fact. And there are some that are like, oh yeah, there's the best one right there. That might be the one that I need to attack first. But there are some that are just right within the base. It's amazing how much these help, by the way, the advanced mining machines, when you have this situation. You need to mine coal. Alright, so that deposit's almost done, but this is the one that I wanted. It's the one I was flying towards. So there's 20 coal veins here. Is it possible to cover all 20? No, it's not. Is it possible to cover like 16? That's enough for me. Yep, there we go. And then you know what we can do to get the rest? This. So what I will do is... There we go. So we have an old school mine working right next to a new school mine. And now we just need to bring this coal in more or less right here. Now, some of the coal on this line is not being proliferated, which I'm not a fan of. So I think I see what I'm going to do here. Let me bring you up here. We are going to have this coal connected here. So very briefly, I'm going to have unproliferated coal feeding in. But first of all, I'm going to delete that because that's no longer needed. I'm going to delete that splitter because that's no longer needed. And now what I'm going to do... That's the output line. This is the input. This is the input from another source. Yeah, I guess I might need that second splitter to a degree. Yeah, this still needs to go this direction. But I think what I want to do, first of all, let's delete that momentarily. Just for the moment. Place that there. And yeah, actually, I don't want you depositing there at all. So what we're going to do with you is this. Okay, so now we have the unproliferated coal coming in here. And it looks like it's going to go straight through the deposit, which is perfect. Matter of fact, it'll be even more perfect if I delete those two lines and then do this. Look at that. And now what I can do... This might be utterly flawless. Yep, there we go. Check that out. Check that out. It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but now all the coal coming from this mine, what's left of it, the coal coming from the new mine that I just set up is connected here. It's being fed in and then proliferated so that all of the coal now going down this line is proliferated. Notice that this storage is already full, so the iron issue was completely resolved. So with that in mind, let me just make sure that I'm good on coal. I'm going to take a look down this line here and make sure that it's filling up entirely. We have coal coming all the way down this direction. It looks like it's starting to make its way back down. I just want to make sure that continues to be the case, because I don't want to run out of energetic graphite. It's kind of an important resource at this juncture. Okay, so I think slowly but surely it's starting to fill this lineup. It's just taking a while. Hang on, let's drop some coal in that way, just to get the power plants to fill up a little bit more. Or not the power plants, but the smelters. Okay, so interesting. It's not really like I could be bringing in more coal right now, is what I'm seeing. All right, so first of all, that splitter is no longer necessary at all. So I could use pilers here. I could also just use pilers here, to be honest. That might be the smartest thing to do, because these are the lines that are coming in most prolifically. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to delete a few sections of these. Just put piler down. Oh, wait, nope, wrong way. It's already powered, thankfully. All right, so that will fill the line up a little faster. I don't know how much that helped, to tell you the truth. It might have helped. It might have helped a lot, because now look what's happening. Or it might have just happened organically while I was doing other things. But, all right, now that looks like it's mostly solved. That line is going to start backing up, which means this storage is going to start backing up. Yeah, it's already backing up noticeably. Yep, it's about to here. It's moving quickly, which is what I like to see, frankly. Okay. Let's take a look at our various outpost worlds. We're going to leave Alpha Andromeda 2. We're almost done with our next research, but I think we're waiting on more energetic photons. I did build... You know what? Before I do anything else, we need to get that iron world set up, but let's head to Alrami 2 and get some additional particle colliders built, because we have those in our inventory. They're ready to go. We have 20, in fact. So let's get that done. Alrami, where are you? Where are you, Alrami? You hiding from me? You must be hiding from me. Sora? Is it maybe behind me? I mean, I could just look for it on the planet map, but I enjoy using three-dimensional space. So, all right, I'm rotating around this axis, not finding it. Rotating around this axis, not finding it. And now what about this axis? There it is. That's how you do it. All right. Pitch, yaw, and roll. Just had to look around in all three. It was hiding in roll. Need more ailerons. All right, rapidly approaching Alrami 2. I think our research is going to speed up pretty considerably once we can get these particle colliders built, because particle colliders mean more graviton lenses, and more graviton lenses mean more photons. Look at that. So it actually looks like they're mostly good, maybe? No, there might be gaps. Yeah, there's still gaps. Okay. It looked good, but I think we can still do a lot better. We're getting there, though. Yeah, so we're... On this side, it's looking a little better, but it still has not even begun to reach this row because it's trying to fill this one up from when we built it. So this is why we went to build the miniature particle colliders. This is why we're here. The reason we did this. All right, let's go ahead and... Lack of item. Really? Lack of item, huh? That's a lie. That's a terrible, terrible lie. I don't lack the item. There are a number of items I don't lack. Done. Perfect. So if I build 4 more of those, they will suck up a lot more power, unfortunately, but at the end of the day, it's going to be fine. Yeah. Let's see how we're doing power-wise here. Oh yeah, totally fine. That might change a bit now that those are fully running, but let me take a moment to delete. Perfect. All right, and with that, we are able to produce a little bit more strange matter than we were producing before. Let me make sure everything is outputting properly. It seems as though it is, although it now looks like we have a shortage of another kind, and that is a portent of potential disaster. Because I'll bet you I know what's happening here. Well, no, there's still some on the way. So we might just need to get... You know what? You know what I just realized? You know what it's time for? We need to head back out to the neutron star. It's not going to take the same amount of energy that it took before. We'll actually get there much more easily. But we need to set up an outpost there. I think I believe I started setting up an outpost. But I need to have a more steady income. What's your deal? Okay, yeah. Need to have a more steady income of unipolar magnets. So let us return. This will be interesting to try and make it in one trip. All right, I'm going to fly out into space and give my batteries a moment to recharge. All right, we are free of Orami 2's gravity. Now, where are you? There's DSR. Where's NTR? Where are you? Where's the NSV? No, that's the red star that we jumped to. There you are. 38.62 light years away. Are you flippin' serious? So recall that when we did this the first time, we had to stop at NSV to get to NTR. I'm gonna still do that. I'm gonna head to NSV and see what happens. For science. But the chances are good. Not only that I think our warp is faster now than it was last time. Oh, maybe not yet. I see it in the queue. We're still a few technologies away. So we're still speeding up our warp. But we have antimatter fuel now, which burns so much more slowly. Not only the individual fuel rods burn slowly, but that's a different process than the battery charging you see on the bottom of the screen right now, or in this case, the battery depletion. Because of the amount of battery charging that's happening relative to the amount of depletion. See if we can mouse over it and see it. Unfortunately not. Yep. Yeah, we can actually. So we see a certain amount of power generation versus consumption through the warp drive. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to change course. Because I can. I'm going to make it. We don't need the pit stop. It's going to be close. I'll have to recharge once I land. But we don't need the pit stop. We're going to pass that super bright red giant. on the way to the neutron star. And the reason, if you've forgotten that the neutron star is important, yes, we're going to set up another outpost. The reason we need to do that is that this is the only, first of all, it's the only other source of unipolar magnets. But, so there's two things. Having two sources of any resource is good, because then you're combining and you're draining both of them more slowly. Talked about this multiple times in the series. But on top of that, this is a much more plentiful stock of unipolar magnets. So we're going to get there and set up an outpost. And it's going to take a while for my ships to travel, unfortunately. We're going to keep upgrading to where that's not as much of a problem. But being able to rely on a couple sources of unipolar magnets as opposed to just the one is a win. All right, so we're 10 light years out. We're going to cut it pretty close. We might actually run out of warp energy. But with this type of power cell that I'm packing, we're in a much better position to recharge and re-engage warp. I think we're going to be fine. It's going to be really close. We might have to limp the last little tiny way. Maybe a second warp just to get the rest of the way to the neutron star. But this took 2 trips and an entire episode before. Now it's just me talking you through a somewhat long warp. And we are within 1 light year. That's fantastic. And there goes the warp. Welcome back. So it's only 22 AU. There's a part of me that's... Oh, so we do. Interesting. We do already have an outpost here. Okay. Well, in that case, I just need to make sure that I've got all of the resources that I can set up, and then we'll revisit the black hole. I already set up an outpost here. Holy crap. Or maybe I don't recall fully setting it up. It has been a busy month. I'll just chalk it up to that. All right. The planet is there, roughly. Oh, it's there. All right, so let's warp. And that should take us the rest of the way. Yeah, it's totally exporting. Holy crap, I forgot. I guess I came here with enough that I was able to do this. Yeah, that's right, because it's a wind world. I remember. We were able to do it. Yeah, there's so much more here in the way of unipolar magnets. And also, there is a... Hey, how about this? 2 birds with 1 frickin' stone. This is a planet where we can export iron. For sure. For sure. Like, there's no doubt whatsoever. All right, let's make sure that we have all the proper transports. We do. We've got more than enough warpers. The downside, of course, is that this is an incredibly distant planet. But as we continue to upgrade, it'll be less and less of a problem. I love that I've already set this up. That's nice. So it seems like we're producing enough of it right now here. So I might just need to double check the black hole. We might need to go back to the black hole. But I can get some additional resources exporting here while I'm looking at it. So it's so funny to have a planet like this that's... It's just amusing to me. Yeah, when this hits 500, it should transport some. Like, a planet this significant, and one of its chief exports is going to be just iron ore. Because it has 50 million iron ore. That is 143 million titanium ore. So, this is absolutely a key planet. It also has a ton of fire ice, fractal silicon, and of course the unipolar magnet, which is just nuts. How are we doing on power? Power is completely fine. So I guess since power is that steady, what I'd like to do here is go ahead and mine this second unipolar magnet deposit. And I'm going to go ahead and get a splitter set up so that these lines are combined. That way the individual deposits last longer. Done. All right, so yeah, and power-wise, we're completely fine here. What else can I do while I'm here? I've got a ton of titanium. It would probably behoove me to get some titanium importing as well, or exporting. This world, it just makes sense to have titanium exporting from this world. Or maybe even have... What if I did an operation where I was actually making ingots? How about that? Let's say titanium ingots. And just export them directly. Because I think I have the power for it. All right, so where's the nearest titanium vein then? Oh my god, 15 million titanium. It's right down this way. Oh my god. That's just so freaking much. All right. 23 titanium veins. Can we get all 23? No, but we can get 22. Hang on. If I rotate you and go this way. What if I did like... Alright, so now we've got that. All I need is... Let's have you output like so. And then I want you to go straight along this line. We're going to put down a short string. Let's do just... Oh wait, foundational support. Okay, fine. There's a small puddle there. Small puddle. It's fine. And then I'm going to have the line go this way, actually. And yeah, let's actually do this a little bit more efficiently. Oh, I deleted one too many lines there. There we go. And now with that, this is going to be glorious. And this can always be expanded too. That's the nice thing about it. Let's just have you come straight up. Oh, hang on. I should probably set a recipe, huh? I was wondering why they weren't doing anything. Wait, why don't I hear the roar of smelting? Okay, so that is pushing power to the limit. I'll say that. So I might need to add some additional power plants before I leave. Not a problem. Easy to do. Plus, it gives me, you know, I am, one thing that's happening right now is my battery's slowly recharging. Beautiful. Okay, so we need to visit the black hole, basically. That's the message that I'm getting. But before I do that, let's go ahead and get some more power going here. Because that's easy to do. That is easily addressed. Matter of fact, you know what? Let's do 2 whole rows. Why? Because we can, okay? It's that simple. I shouldn't be doing this while I'm floating, but the truth is I have such powerful fuel now that even hovering, I'll be recovering my battery. Look at the battery down at the bottom. It's fine. Even as I was saying that, I was like, wait a minute. I can still see the battery on the screen, and I know I'm fine. Think about how much power this would be draining earlier in the series, just by hovering idly while doing something like this on the interface. It's fantastic. Alright, so that's all the way around. Let's get those built. And then we should be good to go on power. More unipolar magnets there. Also, there's a ton of silicon here. Like, this planet is a treasure trove, and I love it. Alright, power-wise, we're going to be completely fine after I get these two belts done. And then it's just a matter of flying out to the black hole, which is, I think, in the opposite direction of Alpha Andromeda. Well, it's not in the opposite direction, it's in the same direction out past Alpha Andromeda. So that's a bit of a problem, because we're not going to be able to make it in one jump. We will soon, once we have more research done, and it does seem like research is starting to move along a little bit more steadily. Of course, it's not moving as quickly as it was before, but there's things we can do to change that. It's to be expected that research at this stage in the game would really make you wait for it. It's only fair. Okay. Power, how are we doing? Yeah, we're totally fine on power here. Let's go ahead and step away, because I'm content that the situation is under control here. God, that is absolutely gorgeous. Thumbnail material. Right? I mean, it's pure thumbnail fodder. Okay, we're fully recharged battery-wise. I need to head to DSR. If I can find it. Yeah, it's 55 light years away. It's definitely in the opposite direction. So, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to just jump straight for Alpha Andromeda. And we're going to head back that direction. It'll take a second to get there, because obviously, let's do a quick refresher of where we are. If you need a reminder of why this is such a long trip. Here's Alpha Andromeda. Here's all of our core systems. Remember Zeta RA? We haven't been there in a while, but that's a major resource system for us. Honestly, one of the things I'll need to do in the next episode or two is just like a maintenance check on some of the outlying supply worlds that I set up early on, because I visited them a couple of times to upgrade things like the smelters and to upgrade the miners, but I don't know that I was completely thorough, and I still haven't done everything I can do with my ocean planet, and that's in Kasora? No, it's not in Kasora. Is it in Leonis Minoris? Yeah, Leonis Minoris too. I still haven't done everything I can there. So, work definitely cut out for me still, especially given that I haven't done anything with the Dyson Sphere. But yeah, like I said, lots of additional technologies can be queued up. I'm going to go ahead and queue up the research speed tech, and then the veins utilization tech. And then a lot of these, yeah, logistics stations, integrated logistics. This is something, this was another thing a commenter reminded me about, and I really appreciate it, but it's its own separate research chain that you only get access to it once you've researched some of these other things at the end of the chain. So I kind of forgot it was out here, and I've been trying to remember, like, wait a minute, isn't there auto stacking? For the entire series, I might have even mentioned it in commentary. I think I did. Like, I've been trying to remember how the stations manage the stacking of these resources automatically, because I know that you don't need pilers to do it, and it's there on the tech tree. So there's still plenty to research in terms of efficiency. And it's really fun, too, at this stage in the game, because you're at a point where you've got a massive logistics apparatus built. Whether it's organized or disorganized is up to you. It depends on your playstyle, I suppose. But you've got this massive apparatus set up, and all of the technologies are, like, completely bent on helping you make everything run faster, more smoothly, more efficiently, produce more minerals, everything. It's pretty freaking great. So yeah, we are just barely going to make it back to Alpha Andromeda. Just kidding, we're going to be about, I'd say, 2 light years away. Yep, 2 light years exactly, give or take. All right, so let's wait just a moment for that recharge. But, I mean, the next time we make that trip, chances are we will have researched enough that the warp drive is faster and we're able to get there. You know, it's interesting. Does the warp drive being faster, does it still consume the same amount of fuel? Does it just make the trip faster? I don't know. I've never actually checked that. So we'll test it. You can tell me in the comments. It's not a spoiler. But, like, that would be fun to test in the series, too. If you don't want to spoil me, I wouldn't mind that either. Because we could find out, you know, next time we went, after the warp upgrade's done, in just 2 technologies, well, 2 and, what, like 5/6 of a technologies? Because 5/6. What is it about sixths that's so hard to say when you're speaking into a microphone and trying to enunciate? 5/6. Just, you can say it when you're just in conversation, but the second you're listening to yourself talk, you have to say sixth. It's this bleh. 5/6 and of a technology, and then 1 more after that, and then we'll be researching the warp tech. All right, we can warp, and that'll make us faster. Whether or not it makes everything more efficient remains to be seen, because all it says is warp speed. Increase the max warp speed, but will greatly increase energy consumption. So that, use Shift S to control the warp speed. Interesting. I didn't know that was a thing. I thought it was just automatic. Had I forgotten that? So you have to hold Shift S to control the warp speed? Interesting. So you can speed up. You know what? I already have 1 warp upgrade. This is the 2nd, I believe. Yeah, this is level 6 drive engine. Take a look at this. Yeah. Holy crap. All right, so I already have the ability to speed up. I forgot that it was manual. This whole time, I had forgotten that it was manual. Holy crap, that's hilarious. Okay, well, we are back on Alpha Andromeda, and I'm just going to speed up manually here. I'm holding down Shift. Look at how slowly my battery is draining, despite the fact that I'm speeding up to this incredible rate of speed. I mean, I love antimatter fuel so much. It's so much better in every way. Whoa, that was chaotic. I thought I was going to fly past the planet, but I managed to stop myself using gravity. Okay. So it still seems like antimatter is the culprit behind our shortage, which is expected. Completely unsurprising. How are we doing on power? Completely fine on power. How are we doing on hydrogen? We're full on hydrogen, which means we are probably empty on graphene. We need to address that. We need to address it somehow. I don't want to, like, I hate to do it by building another hydrogen storage tower after I did all that work before. Trying to think of another place where I could do it. We could have one here. We could. We totally could. Let's do it. I don't love it. I really don't, but we got to do it. We need something to get graphene flowing again, or we'll have problems. Ideally, what I need to do is just refine less hydrogen. That's the solution. But what I'm trying to do is maintain my current output until I'm using it all. That's kind of my preferred approach. All right, so now we have hydrogen flowing very freely into this storage, which should allow all of my graphene production to resume. Yeah, you can hear those chemical plants coming back to life, and you can also see a jump in the power consumption demand a little bit. So, with that being done, I'll stop this episode here. In the next one, I will probably make a trip. No, I'll definitely make a trip to the black hole and ensure that we are in good shape with regard to the distribution of unipolar magnets there. And then it might be time for that maintenance run to check out Zeta Ra, and also we'll revisit Alrami to make sure that I'm producing lenses at a more rapid rate and starting to bring in antimatter more frequently. But we'll see the result of that even if we don't go to Alrami right away, because research is just going to start ticking by much faster, and it'll stop stopping like this. It will cease with its ceasing. It will no longer, do what it's doing, and it will just move as opposed to not moving. Looking forward to that. We're getting there, one episode at a time. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Why are you looking at me, Icarus? What is it? Oh, you're just watching the ships take off, aren't you? All right, fine. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. If it's not your first time or even your second, look for the join button to access unique emotes, badges, and other perks. New episodes are coming out every day at noon US Eastern Time, and comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.